I'm CT. When I'm not hosting podcasts, I live in the real world. I mean, everybody has to work, right? My job is CS, customer service, solutions, relationships, and generating motivation to keep my team pumped up and connected to every single guest who moves through that store with a large basket or just one of those little green baskets that's going to be overflowing anyway. This is C.T.C.S, episode number 25, Big Game Weekend. Walking into the store right now, first time in 3 days. You know, when you work several different jobs, and that's really the life that so many people lead these days, because you just, you know, it's not a salary, you know, like I had in radio. So therefore, I've got to work several different jobs. But I've been running I don't get a day off. What happens is that you run from this job to this job to this job. Sometimes you have 2 jobs in one day. And I've been known to take 3 jobs in one day, but we're going into the store now. So I'm going to try to hit it at about 125%. I mean, it took me forever to get here, over an hour and a half. So, I've been sitting on the rump. It's time to get this body moving. Wow. Things do change very quickly. New Western Union computer, which means new training. And that's on-the-spot training. That's not like going into into one of the rooms and sitting there on a computer learning what the new walk and way is. And the way they're going to do this, which I think is just brilliant, we're going to give our guests the opportunity to not just use Western Union. They could use something else. It's called ARIA or something like that, it's like this whole completely different one. Or you can send it directly to one of our stores anywhere that we have a store. But so now it's like the Uber of sending money out there. It's like, okay, I realize that you want to use Western Union, but it's going to be $44 to send it. But if you do this ARIA or whatever it is, if it was in front of me, I'd have the right name. But if you use this ARIA, it's only $6.99. So basically, is that more customer service? You're sharing with them a way to save money. I have compassion. I have compassion for every person that comes into the store. I really do. And because and it's part of the training, because they teach us that, you are to learn to love, listen, and enjoy the presence of all who come inside the store, because you don't know what they're going through in life. And a gentleman was just here, and to hear his story that he just got out of jail, and all he wanted was a beer. And to hear what it was like for him while he was in jail. And here's the sad part. And you don't know if this is a TikTok trying to catch you, or if this is a plant, a secret shopper type of thing. And the guy didn't have an ID. I listened to his stories. I understood where he was coming from, but I couldn't sell him the beer. He didn't have an ID. An associate who works in Frozen comes up to me, and he was very serious about this. He says, "Man, when I was at store number blankety blank blank blank, I couldn't wait to get out of there, man. The women there are ugly, and they're old, and they're mean. Man, at least you guys in this store, you got beautiful women. I mean, and I'm there to help them at any time. So, and I'm so glad I came to the store, because you've got beautiful women." So for the past 4 weeks, we've had snow on Saturday and Sunday. And, the accumulation has been less each time, but still, there's still a threat. And this week, I would say it's probably even bigger than all 4 snowstorms combined. It's Super Bowl Sunday this weekend, and you know what that means. It's going to be really, really crowded the closer we get to that big game day. I don't know if you remember on the last episode, I was talking about the gentleman who just had a baby, and I said, man, you need to write it down. You need to document everything to document as much as you can all the way through it. And the reason why is because it's going to be a greater gift to your daughter on her graduation day and even on her wedding day. And he comes in tonight and he says, "You remember me?" I said, "Yeah." He says, I started to write. And he says, "You said it was a gift to my daughter." And he says, "No, dude, it's a gift to me. I write about my daughter, and I come back a couple of days later, and I just sit there and I just go, I would have forgot about that stuff." And he says, you gave me an opportunity to start remembering things." Our first night with the 10 o'clock hours, closing at 10 o'clock, we moved back to 10 o'clock. I guess COVID is over. So no, it's not. I don't know why we went back to 10 o'clock, but maybe it's because it's Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know. But, that hour that, when by this time at 9:15, we'd be rocking out in the parking lot and on our way home. But, the body is going, hey, what's going on here? You didn't ask for my permission. All right. First night of the brand new weekend is over. It ends on a very happy note. Employee Appreciation Month is they give you bonuses, and not only that, but they're buying dinners and things, and they just told us what day we're going to be doing it. And somebody says, "Man, you're always optimistic." And I said, I came from a world of broadcasting where rarely did you ever get something. And so if somebody gives me a writing instrument or a pen, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for that kind of stuff. That's just who I am. The infamous transition walk as we head into day number 2 of the 4 days as CS. And stressed out for some reason today. And I don't know if it's because I don't know that I've just always been on the run for so long, but I have to have these transition walks. And I strongly suggest to a lot of people that before you go into your job, I don't care what time of day it is, that you should take a walk and transition into that person you're about ready to become. And so here I am. It's a warm day for February. No jacket on, but I'm sitting here with my grocery store shirt on with my name tag. And my biggest fear is that I'm going to be stopped at least 12 times on this walk. People going, "Hey, can you tell me where the sugar is? Hey, can you tell me where the Diet Coke is?" Of course, that's baloney, but I just sometimes I feel like that when you have this shirt on, it's a legal license for someone to say, "Hey, can you tell me?" A huge part of customer service is making sure that the bathrooms are very, very clean, very clean. And then I'm just getting here today. I'm just walking in the door, and right away it's CT. Go to the men's restroom immediately, and somebody has crapped all over the place. I mean, it's like you see the toilet, but how did the crap get over here? And so, I've got to sit here and make sure that, first of all, you have to have the gloves and everything on, and it's got to. This is one of those moments where I'm glad that I do have a mask on. It's not just Super Bowl weekend, it's also Valentine's Day weekend, and, walking in here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and already seeing people, 5 and 6 people deep, the lines and everything like that. We have a lot of newbies on the front line, and this is like their first major event and everything like that. So the thing that we've got to do is we've got to keep them trained, and so I'm going to be with someone today the entire time, because when they're under stress, that's when they make mistakes. When you make mistakes, that means they could give an extra 20 or a 50 to somebody and not even know it. Our goal is to always create some sort of conversation, small talk, deep talk, just create a connection with our guests and stuff like that. And this is kind of an easy weekend with the football, the Super Bowl, and with Valentine's Day and stuff like that. But I would say, like on an early poll right now, the majority of those guests that have come through want the Cincinnati Bengals to win. I would say probably maybe 5 out of 10, about half, and then a few of them say LA, and the rest of them are just saying one thing: I just want a good game. That's all I want. I don't care who is playing. I don't care who wins. Just give me a good game. Trying to go on my transition walk, and we've been interrupted by not only the FedEx man, but the mailman, and of course my dog is having a crap fit, because for some reason dogs don't like any of these two people. Well, here's my bleep and blunder and blooper. So I'm doing putbacks, and I come across this thing called ginger beer, and I don't drink beer, and so I walk around in the beer section. Can't find it. Go to the bartender, because we have a bar here in the store. I said, I don't know where this ginger beer goes. It's not beer, dude. It's not beer. I guess it's a day of faux pas. Yep. First of all, I don't know what ginger beer is, and realize it's a mixer. But the other faux pas is that Why didn't I change into my grocery store shoes with their, the Hokas and stuff like that, because they're built for it? I've got regular tennis shoes on. My body is killing me, and I've still got 5 hours to go. The people are asking me, so do you need to go home? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And, as a martial artist, you got to move through the mountain. That mountain's not going to fall on its own. You've got to move that mountain. I'm going to make an early prediction by the way that people are buying things. I mean, they're buying a ton of things that, for personal and private parties for the Super Bowl. And what happens is that they overbuy, thinking that so many people are going to be attending their parties. I'll bet you by Tuesday of next week, all the stuff that they over-purchased will be coming back, and because grocery stores say, well, if you don't need it, then we'll give you your money back. And I'm not saying that's wrong or right, but that's my prediction, that there's going to be a ton of people next week bringing back stuff because their Super Bowl party, they didn't need that much stuff. Not a lot of beer yet. Not a lot of wine, probably because people are celebrating Valentine's Day on Saturday, and even though it's Monday, hey, take advantage of of the weekend and stuff like that. But I'm not seeing a lot of tailgating food or that kind of food. I think that they're gonna hit us really super hard tomorrow. I can tell you right now that early projections here, we were only supposed to do like 71,000 for the entire day, and with still 4 hours to go, we're already at 101,000. And so the manager and I were talking. We'll probably do 125 tonight, and that's $50,000 more than what we were even projected to do. All right, biggest sale I've ever done at a cash register. 4 full cards all the way across the top. $871.33. And I said, what are you doing with all this food? Oh, well, this is for 4 households. I just shopped for the block. And you go, wow, I love that. That's community. All right, transition walk into day number 4, Super Bowl weekend, Valentine's Day weekend. One thing that I forgot to talk about yesterday was something that happened toward the end of the evening. And that was a mother with 2 children. I would say probably one was maybe 6, 7, and then another little girl who was maybe 4, 3. And she really had them pretty much working the numbers on when they would use their ATM card. She had them put in the numbers. She had them put in the card. She was teaching them on the spot. And it was just so inspiring to see these very young children knowing what the numbers look like and how that machine was going to help them as a tool as they were growing up. I had to convince myself last week that as we changed into these new hours closing at 10 p.m., that meant that because they make the schedules 2 weeks out, that it was going to be a tough 2 weeks. And it has been. And I'll tell you where it also gets very weak is that how do you put one person in customer service and one person in self-checkout on a Super Bowl weekend? And that's we only had 2 people on the team during the final hour last evening, and it's like just pummeled with people coming into the store. And then my wife goes to her store today, and she's the only one on the registers for self-checkout, customer service, and one of the lanes until 9 o'clock. So she was there for 3 hours taking care of people on a Super Bowl Sunday. I think that the people that are making these schedules don't live the lifestyle of those pre their arrival and post their arrival. I have just arrived at the grocery store, Super Bowl Sunday. It's raining, and there are cars all the way back and beyond. This is worse than a day before a snowstorm. This is worse than a holiday, and yet they won't call Super Bowl Sunday a holiday. Walking into the store, oh, what am I walking into? Oh, well, there's a lot of people in here. Every register is full. They're 3 deep at customer service. All right, we got this. We got the Super Bowl Sunday. Well, we're going to be the super team. This is okay. Readjust the thinking. I didn't expect this. I knew it was going to be crowded, but I did not expect this. Well, I guess the pandemic must be over, and I don't mean that in a smart, jerky way. But this couple was just in here with $530 with the champagne, wine, orange juice. all the different things. They said that they decided at 1 o'clock this afternoon that they were going to throw a Super Bowl party. And it's like, first of all, how do you tell people that you're going the day of at 1 o'clock? The game is only, 5 hours away? How do you just suddenly call everybody and say, well, we're going to have a Super Bowl party? And they sat there and they said, yeah, we think it's a stupid idea what we're doing, but, well, we said we were going to do it, so here we are, and let's go do it. I looked at him dead in the eye, and I said, I want a book report when you get back here next week. You got to tell me exactly how this thing played out. So we have a bar, and a wine and beer bar, and what's going to happen is that with this big crowd and everything like that, when it starts dying down during game time, we're going to have the big flat screen TV on, and I think I'm going to hire like somebody to go spill sugar over by the bar, so I have to go over there and clean it up, and then I'll have them spill some water or something like that, and have to return to clean it up and stuff like that. So I'm predicting there's going to be a lot of spills over there by that wine and beer bar tonight. And being in CS, I got to clean it up. I got to clean it up, 7:12 p.m. My arrival was 1 o'clock. 7:12 p.m., 6 hours later, is the store right now, and I don't want to jinx anything, is dead. The store is just dead. The game is on. LA Rams, I got a text message from my wife, I guess got a touchdown. But the store is dead. But the nightmare of this, there's a victory here. I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer here. The nightmare are the carts that are full of things that have got to be put back. You know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about that. And you know how I feel when I look over my shoulder and those baskets continue to get fuller and fuller and fuller. But you know what the good news is, and this is the positive, is that I asked management, I said, so comparably speaking, I mean, first of all, I'm no newbie when it comes to a Super Bowl Sunday, but since we opened up this store back in January of 2021, come on, how does this compare to Thanksgiving and the other holidays? And the manager goes, this was the biggest day we've ever had. We have never made this kind of money ever in this store. 7:38 p.m., Super Bowl Sunday. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Management just told me that we just passed $151,000 today. Way to go, team. Way to go. And you know what? I didn't see any fighting today. I didn't see any bickering between the employees. I didn't see anything like that. I saw total teamwork. And see, that's the kind of atmosphere I love. Wow. I just caught a glimpse of the halftime performance at the Super Bowl. I mean, geez, why it would even bring a tear to my eye just to see Mary J. Blige, and then Eminem, and then Dr. Dre with Snoop Dogg. It's an era of music that radio has totally forgotten, has not wanted to play with, has done, and then here comes the Super Bowl, and it's almost like they said, here, you can have your life back, the 1990s. Wow, that was quite the thing. I was moved by that. 10 minutes left to go in the day, the nighttime here at CS, and I'm telling you, we're all eyes are on that game. I mean, there's like a minute 12 left, and there's nobody in the store, so we just keep bolting over there. And now they got some penalties and all that kind of stuff going on in the game. So at least we'll get to see the final part of this game, and which is exciting as all can be, during a day that became our greatest day ever here at this particular location of the store. Over $151,000. Congratulations, team. We win no matter what. We're taking home the Super Bowl trophy.